Hello everybody, Zongetsu134 here.
And as always, I'm Average Joe Squad.
And welcome to another episode of Remember the Hyphen, the show where we look at comic books, movies, and everything in between. And welcome back once again to another episode of The Summer of America's Ass. That's right, as we look through every single every single movie made with Captain America. And we've got a treat for you all tonight. Probably the best movie we're going to see the entire series, Captain America 2, The Winter Soldier.
Which this is my steel book of this, which I found it at a thrift store for I think like $5. I mean, like it was like brand new. Came with Blu-ray and Blu-ray 3D disc. I remember when I got this, you wanted to buy this off me. And I'm like, no, I don't own the movie.
No, admittedly, I was like, because low key, this is probably my favorite MCU film outside of like Iron Man 1 or Thor Ragnarok.
This has like a gunmetal finish too. It's not even like sleek like a lot of the other steel books are.
Well, yeah, because it's gonna be all soldiery like Cap himself. Yeah, it's probably no like surprise that like this is probably my favorite MCU film just because it's just perfect. Like, granted, it's hard for me to say if I prefer this over the book because I have read the book, but like. It's just so perfect. It's everything you want from a Cap film, in my opinion. Like, I can't even disagree with that.
No, I would definitely agree. I really liked it because it was kind of more the down-to-earth espionage type stuff that I've always really kind of liked from Marvel. I mean, it's why I like Black Widow, or like...
Hell, it's why I like Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It's basically just more of this.
Yeah, it's really just kind of like the down-to-earth stuff, which I really like.
Yeah.
It's a nice change of pace.
You know, and it's also, I think, probably why I enjoyed Ant-Man and the Wasp so much, too, because, I mean, we'll have to do that eventually, but, it's just nice to not always have, like, a big fucking, like, world-ending threat. You know, because not every time I have to watch a superhero have a world-ending threat. Like, hell, even though I'm not, like, the biggest fan of Spider-Man, well, okay, I like Spider-Man Homecoming well enough, but, like, it was just kind of nice. It was him, like, dealing with, like, in arms, like, a group trying to sell weapons. Like, it wasn't him, like, fighting, like, some big threat that was going to end the world. It was just nice to have, like, you know, like, something a little less high Q than, like, some of the other Avengers films.
Kind of would you say, honestly, that this Black Widow kind of had a similar... feel to this.
Yeah, I could definitely see where you get that, especially down to the fact that they both end with him bringing down a giant airship. Which I'm like, damn, how many airships did they fucking destroy in this franchise?
Enough.
Well, the first Avengers, the helicarrier.
There's one in Loki, so another one got fucking destroyed.
God damn, they really love blowing up airships in this show, or in this franchise.
Oh, and they bring it up in the Avengers PS4 game, too, because they blow one up right at the beginning of the fucking game.
Yeah, holy shit. They do that a lot.
And I haven't seen Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. yet, but I guarantee you they probably blow a couple of them up.
Oh, I don't doubt it. So, anyway, I guess one of the things we will talk about is, only I feel like this movie, even though it's really good and a lot of people like it, it has a lot of hate online for some reason, which I don't really understand.
Which, to be fair... What he's referring to is one night we went to McDonald's after work, and we were just kind of chilling, and we were, looking through Reddit, and I found a couple of threads that were like unpopular MCU opinions or like unpopular Marvel opinions. There was a lot of people in there like hating on this.
Well, it's not just here too. I know like reviewers that like they don't like this movie because apparently the directors of this film wanted to make this review proof. Where like they didn't want like CinemaSins or other like other places like basically so like they could rip it apart, and talk about all the flaws and all the that are wrong with this film, which admittedly I do kind of get why, because it's like you shouldn't have to do that. You should just be able to make a movie. Like, don't care what fucking people that nitpick shit say, because everybody's gonna nitpick shit. Like him and I, we love movies. We will nitpick the shit out of even the stuff we like.
Yeah.
Like, my God. Like, we love the Batman 89 film. I'm sure we could talk about shit we don't like from that film.
Yeah.
But, like, I think a lot of people just don't like it. It's like, I think it's not what they expected. or they think it's too espionage-y, which I'm like so you're upset, like, and this is like a thing I have with
the Bourne identity. It's like Bourne.
No, it really is the Bourne identity, but with Captain America, which is why I think it's better than the Bourne identity, because it's about a character I give two shits about.
Yeah, because fuck Jason Bourne.
No, fuck Jason Bourne. He ruined spy films for. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna say it. Like the Bourne films ruined the spy movie.
That's why I don't like James Bond that much anymore.
Yeah.
The latest Bond movies have been fucking terrible.
Because everything has to be grim, gritty, and fucking like bleak and gray and bullshit. Like, I think we're only now just getting out of that with like stuff like Atomic Blonde, or like the Man from U.N.C.L.E. movie, which I'd love for us to do a review on that. That was a good movie. And I think a lot of people like they didn't like because it doesn't feel like a superhero film, which I find weird. Because the other thing everyone complains about is how the superhero film is just that, a superhero film. Which, I don't know, it really annoys the shit out of me.
People are always going to complain about something because they just like to complain.
I mean, that's true. I guess as I'm complaining now about...
Well, to be fair, you're complaining for a valid reason. I'm mainly talking about people that complain just for the sake of complaining.
Because, like, I'll admit, I kind of like Captain America the Winter Soldier because it doesn't feel like a traditional superhero film. Like, there's the superhero stuff in it, but it has this, like you said, the espionage stuff in it that I think makes it have a really neat feel. But, anyway, if you want to give some more of your thoughts on the film.
Like I said, I really, really enjoyed it. It had been a long time since I'd watched it, so when I kind of sat down and watched it last night, I was like, is this going to hold up to what I remember it being?
Yeah.
You know, again, it had been a long time, and I really only remembered kind of bits and pieces.
Yeah.
And then I rewatched it. I was really kind of blown away. I started doing my usual, I'm watching this and I'm on the computer, and then it got to a point I'm like, I'm putting the fucking computer down and I'm laying back on a couch like, all right, I want to pay attention to this.
No, because like it really does just...
It just has a unique feel. And like I said, it really reminds me of like a lot of the espionage films.
Yeah.
Which I think is a strength to this because, again, it's not part of the formula.
Yeah.
After, you know, and this came... What was this? The second film after Avengers 1?
Yeah.
You know, so it's a nice change of pace from, you know, where Avengers was the big superhero film, and then Iron Man 3 kind of tried to do something different, and then this kind of continued that trend of let's try to do something a little different.
Yeah.
You know, kind of get off the beaten path, I guess.
Which is, it's so funny because I think after Endgame and Infinity War, they've kind of gone back to doing some things a little bit safer
kind of stuff,
with the exceptions of like their TV shows. Like obviously WandaVision is, I don't think anyone expected to be like that when they went in watching it, which is why I think some people don't like it as much, just because like they weren't expecting it to be this like psychological thriller. And also Loki I think was one of those that like I don't but like, you know, Falcon and Winter Soldier, very bog standard. Even though I like it, I will admit it's very bog standard. So if you wanted something radically different, you're going to be very disappointed with that, even though, again, great. Yeah, like, hell, even Ant-Man, when they did the first Ant-Man, it's really not a superhero film, it's like a heist film, until, like, maybe, like, the final bit where he has to fight Yellow Jacket. It also does one of the things I wish more superhero films do. It starts with Cap on an adventure that kind of feels like it doesn't really pertain to the rest of the movie. It's just Cap and like
just
Strike
the intro
Force,
where he's just beating the fucking shit out of people,
shit out of terrorists. Like it's like
dude reaching for the alarm and he just throws the fucking knife, and I'm like, damn.
Because I think you and I have talked about Spider-Man 3. I kind of wish that like Sandman was only in the intro and it was just an adventure that Spidey's having, and then we go into the actual film. Yeah. Just kind of give you like, you know,
I would have even been okay with like the New Goblin only being in the fucking intro.
Well, because you get what I mean, like the Indiana Jones opening where it starts on an adventure already in progress to kind of give you like, oh, we're just going from one adventure to the other. You know, that like it's hard to explain why I like that so much. I think it gives you this idea that like the universe is bigger than it is.
Yeah,
and that like you know,
it just kind of shows that when we're not watching the events on screen, there's still a lot of stuff going on.
No, which
is one thing I've always kind of liked about the MCU, is just that there's always stuff going on. It really takes that from the comics, you know, where there's something going on in one series, but then there's a million other things also going on at the same time
that you're missing
that are not at all remotely connected and don't pertain to each other, but they're still going on.
Yeah, like, exactly. And that was one of the reasons why I love that opening scene. Also love how nicely that's filmed. It's
the
so
cinematography
good.
is amazing with it.
Then you got shit like Cap fighting those dudes. You got like Black Widow like using the line to go down that
scene where Nat is just fucking these guys up. I'm like, Jesus.
It was so good. And I also give this movie credit.
Engine room secure, fucking bashes.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, oh,
that was so good.
Watching, I'm like, that dude is gonna wake up in fucking pain.
Then the fact that we got to actually have an actually legitimate threatening fucking Batroc the Leaper, who, if you know anything about the comics, is literally just a dude who knows like a French martial arts that allows him to like jump. He literally is Legs the supervillain. And like, because I made plenty of jokes.
So you're saying he's escargot, the supervillain?
Yeah, yeah. Because like I've on multiple times. I've been like
snails. My bad. I was trying to do the frog legs thing.
Well, yeah, no, he is frog.
I was like, shit.
No, okay.
Wait a minute, that's not the French for that.
No, he's frog. Oh my god, that'd be amazing if he decided to change his name to Frog Legs the Leaper. Oh, Cap, you've met your match against me, Frog Legs the Leaper. Is that why you're dressed like Kermit the Frog? It's not easy being green, mon ami.
And then fucking Frog Man just comes out of nowhere.
I'm fucking suing you for fucking copyright infringement. Shut up, Frogman. No one gives a shit about you. Why did you even go into fucking space?
I love how I show him one clip from I don't even remember what fucking comic it was.
I think it's an Iron Man comic.
I think it's an Iron Man comic. It was on Tumblr. I found it because Ben Reilly was in it, and they're fucking talking about something being really outrageous, and Frogman's like, oh, yeah, coming from the dude who was born in a test tube, and fucking Ben's just looking at him like, listen, man.
Fuck.
I just remember sending that to Adam, and Adam being like,
who the fuck is
funded Frogman to go to space?
No, I'm sorry. Who fucking thought that was a good idea? I don't care.
Tony bankrolled this
I know Tony bankrolled it, and I'm like, why?
Tony, why'd you waste this money?
You telling me you couldn't just get Scott Lang or some other character? Fucking Frogman? But no, I was blown away when they had fucking Batroc. Because he's such a fucking lame-ass character.
Like a D-lister, basically.
He's like a Z-lister. People are like, well, he can fight Captain America. I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, they try to make it that he can fight Cap. Cap goes fucking easy on Batroc.
Cap just decides, all right, I'm about to end this man's career.
No, oh my god. That scene where Batroc in French is like, I guess you're not more than the shield. And then so Cap's like, all right. Let's find out if I am. And then he beats the ever-loving shit out of Batroc. No, I remember when I watched this movie in the theaters, how much I lost my shit at seeing Batroc the fucking Leaper. Or as I like to call him, Batroc the Leaper. I am Batroc the Leaper. Baguettes.
Yeah, for me, like being a Black Widow fan, like that intro was just like, again, like I know I'm going back to that, but it's just like that scene with Black Widow in the beginning is fucking great.
Yeah, like overall the entire
like that grin she gives the first guy, that guy's like shitting himself. He's like, oh no.
Just that entire like part on the boat is just really nicely great cinematography, great showing the chemistry between him and Black Widow, where she's trying to like help him like actually have a life.
Multitasking.
Yeah, no, oh my god, they're like, I know you prefer Steve and Sharon, but like
I shit Nat and Steve too.
Like, my god, I was like this whole movie, I'm like, now, why are you trying to get him hooked up with Sharon? You two clearly got something going on here. Like, I'd be fine with you two fucking. Like, but like, no, even as a friendship, their friendship is great. It's probably one of the only good things I'm going to say when we get to Civil War, because like that scene where she comes to Peggy's funeral because she didn't want him to be alone. I'm like, oh.
We also forgot the best part of the opening of the movie is the on your left.
Oh my god, the debut of Sam Wilson.
Man, shut the window. It's starting to rain.
No, I know. I'm trying to find my keys.
Oh, fuck.
Where the fuck did my keys go? Shit.
You're probably sitting on them.
I don't think so. You keep talking about Sam Wilson while I'm
But yeah, I love the part where he's just fucking like you should be ashamed of yourself. Take another lap.
Oh yeah, take another lap.
I'm assuming you already did it.
Yeah, though, like right off the bat, where the fuck are these keys? like they got Sam like so perfect right off the bat. Oh my fucking god, they're in my coat pocket. Son of a bitch.
Why must you fail me so?
I don't even. God damn it. Like we
We're a
like.
professional show, by the way, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
This is all a professional show.
no, I'm sorry about it raining. Like
I only felt it
noticed-
was
yeah,
landing
I just noticed it.
on my hand, and I was like, wait a minute.
God fucking damn, why is it now every time we record it fucking rains?
Remember the hyphen curse? Now it
Oh,
rains.
this is the new curse? Is it fucking rains?
Now it rained.
What, we decide to film for like a week? It's gonna be fucking Noah's Ark? It's gonna be fucking...
Jared's actually causing this because he wants us to review Spider-Man Rain. No, I'm not even shitting. He wants us to review that. Which I'm like, that involves me having to read it.
Yeah, no, I, like, even back here, like Sam Wilson is just greatly done. Like, the actor whose name is blanking on me right now, I'll know when I see it. Anthony Mackie. I don't know why I was blanking on that. Is great as Sam. Like you could almost even see like the beginnings of him becoming Cap. Like, you know, he's just a good, nice dude, and
and even then, like near the end of the movie, you know, the whole part where Steve's on the bridge and Sam's like, you know, he might not give you a choice.
Yeah, and like, but like, he doesn't tell Cap not to go after him. He's just telling him, you know, like, I know you're gonna try and save him, but it's gonna be rough, dude. Like his friendship with Falcon is just really well done and very, very believable. Just because like the two of them have so much like a common interest in things and such. I don't know. It's really, really good, and I don't know how to explain it any other way. Just they really got the Cap Falcon friendship down really well. And of course we also get my favorite part of this whole movie is Cap finding out how much of a piece of shit Nick Fury is.
Last time I trusted somebody, I lost an eye.
Which I'm like Nick, that was a fucking cat. now
Last time I trusted somebody.
Yeah, you trusted a fucking cat. It was a cat.
Son of a fucking... The fucking scene. Like, I know there are people that get mad about that scene.
Yeah.
I love that scene so
I
much.
do too.
Because it is just fucking humorous.
Yeah, it is. But I'm like, this is why you don't trust people because of a fucking cat? I mean, I love cats.
And he still has it, too. That's the best part. I'm like, bruh.
It's a cat. Like, I don't mean that to be rude or like cats are assholes. I'm just like, unfortunately, cats just do that sometimes. Even the nicest cats can sometimes be little shitheads.
Yeah, but
no,
time you got with the program.
Yeah, like the fact that like Nick constantly fucking lies to the Cap the whole time. I'm just like, Fury. I get it.
Well, then he even lies to Nat, which kind of fractures that at the end of the movie.
Which I'm like, wow, Nick, you just cost yourself your best field agent. Although thanks to Cap, speaking of Captain Marvel, do you think this is actually Nick here, or do you think it's the Skrulls?
I think this was actually Nick. I think what happened was when I don't know. It's hard to discuss. To be honest, when the fuck does the Skrull take over?
I honestly think
my bet's post Endgame.
That's actually what I was gonna say. It's
probably post
because
Endgame.
he decided we need to bring Carol back because we need that firepower in case the next big threat.
Yeah.
Because they're one thing I will give Fury, there's always gonna be a bigger threat. You know, I will admit, that is, as much as I love this movie, Nick Fury frustrates the shit out of me. Which, granted, means he's a well-written Nick Fury. It's just, my God, you think he could be a little bit more upfront with Captain fucking America? Of all the people you could trust, it's Captain fucking America. Although, I do admit, I
love the scene where he's escaping in the SUV.
That shit was really
that
good.
was, again, more great cinematography.
That SUV fight was great.
What's not busted?
Yeah.
The air conditioning is working fine. I'm like, that one got me. I was like, that's fucking
No, that
funny.
was good. That and him,
reboot, damn it!
Well, I know a lot of people complain, he had, the weapons in the car. I'm like, yeah, because he's Nick fucking Fury.
Why the fuck wouldn't he?
Why
the fuck wouldn't he?
He's basically Marvel James Bond. Why the fuck wouldn't his car be, as pimped out as, the fucking the D5 from,
Yeah.
Like this for The Spy Who Loved Me.
Maria Hill probably has the same fucking setup.
Yeah, fuck, the thing can fly. Which Fury does have a flying car in the comics. Like it's a shame we didn't get to see it fly here. Which, speaking of, that flying car does come up in the comic. Because, Fury's dead in the comic. Dead. Because anytime they say Fury's died, I'm like, uh-huh. They actually, I think him and Sharon actually have to use one of Fury's flying cars to get around for most of that book. But getting back to my point with Fury, I really love that scene where he shows Cap the helicarriers and like his plans with it, because it really shows like the differences between him and Cap. You know, I love that scene where he's like, so you're just gonna have a gun pointed at anybody that you don't like. This isn't freedom. This is fear. Like that was like that scene gets Cap so well, because Cap's like, no, you just want to like control things. Like then I really love the talk about how he's like, we compromise ourselves for the greater good. Sometimes we have to make hard choices so that other people don't. Like I like that idea.
We don't got that kind of luxury.
Yeah. Because
it's kind of like two different ideologies
really
battling out, which I thought was kind of like a great parallel to have.
Well, because that's one of the things I liked about Steve, because and it shows that he's like, I believe in the dream, but I'm willing to go against people when I think that is wrong. That sometimes I have to be the one that stands firm and say this is the wrong way. You know, to quote, even though I don't like Civil War, to quote, sometimes you have to plant yourself along the river of freedom and you tell the world, no, you move. That sometimes the world will be wrong and you have to stand up for that. The scene at the very end where he's like, he's talking to everyone at S.H.I.E.L.D. and he's like, I'll keep fighting you, and if I have to fight alone, but I don't think I'm going to be fighting alone. Like that, it's pin perfect Cap, any scenes you want to talk about real quick?
I really liked the scene inside the first S.H.I.E.L.D. base with the scientists from the first.
Armanzola.
Where I'm sitting there and they're talking about the S.H.I.E.L.D. brought me to the U.S. I'm like, and then Nat's like, Operation Paperclip. I'm like, yep.
No, I knew you were gonna love that the moment they brought up Operation Paperclip.
I was like, aw.
Yeah.
As a history guy, I'm like, damn, bring this shit up.
Also, that was like the perfect way you could do Armanzola, because my God, if they had done like the fucking cyborg where his face is in his fucking chest and he's got the fucking camera for it, I'm like, no, I'm sorry, there's no way you can make that look cool.
Yeah.
It would have looked like shit.
It would have looked awful.
No, so I actually like the idea that he's just a fucking giant room of like old ass computers. Then he's like linked up to every single fucking network in America. Then I really love Cap where he figures out where that is, because he's like, you're not supposed to have munitions within 5,000.
Yeah, because it's Army regs.
Army regs. Was that actual Army regs?
That's an actual Army reg.
Okay, I didn't know if that was or not.
I'm almost positive that's not. For that time period, that's got to be an actual Army reg.
No, I love that. That's how he figures out that there's something off about that base, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. And I just love seeing old school S.H.I.E.L.D. Speaking of things that are old school, man, that fucking scene with him and Peggy.
No, that scene's rough.
Like, God.
It's like somebody who's like grandma had Alzheimer's. Like that shit is rough.
No, and
like watching that.
That and Steve's acting chops in that, or Chris Evans' acting chops in that are fucking amazing. Cause like he even has like the scene. He knows she doesn't recognize that this is not the first time they met, and he, for a moment, is like just completely wounded. But then he just like is like, no, that's right, Peggy.
He just powers through it basically.
I promise. I had to get back, especially when I promised you a dance.
That whole scene is just heartbreaking.
But also, it also shows like why Cap is so the way he is, especially when she he like talks to her like I don't feel like I fit in at S.H.I.E.L.D. and like I think like I've kind of been passed by. She's like, no, you're a good man, and like we need you. Like it really shows why he's like so driven in these movies. Would you agree?
Yeah, definitely.
No, that the fucking scene where he's in the Smithsonian and he's seeing like the Howling Commandos and like all the shit from Captain America 1. I'm like, God, that has to be so fucking surreal. Like, could you imagine that?
No, if
Like-
my shit was in a museum somewhere, it would just be fucking surreal.
Like, you know, they really definitely hammer in he's the man out of time in this, or he loves the things about this world, like this where he's at. At the same time, like the world's gotten a little darker and gray. That's why I love the part where he's talking with Nat after they go to Sam's house, and he's like, "I'm just happy to finally know what the villain we're fighting is." Like, as if he's just like, I'm just so happy to be fucking punching Nazis again. That's what I'm good at. But, and of course, I think we've kind of been dancing around it too long. Let's talk about the Winter Soldier.
Before we get there, I wanted to bring one more thing up.
No, that's fun.
Can we talk about the sexual tension between Nat and Steve? That scene, like,
Oh my God.
after the flash drive is gone from the vending machine.
Oh my God, yeah.
Where, like, you could, like, cut that with a knife.
Oh my God, yeah.
It's like
Like, Jesus. I'm like, I get it. You two want to fuck. Just hurry up and do it.
kiss me. Public displays of affection make me walk up. And then later, was that the first time you kissed since 45? And he's all offended by it.
He's like, I'm 95. I'm not dead.
You saying I need practice? No, that's not what I'm saying.
I'll have you know, Peggy didn't mind. Peggy rather enjoyed.
It was just so fucking ridiculously funny.
I've had fondue, Nat.
Take your feet off the dash.
No, that's such a dad thing. Like, my God, like Steve is such a fucking dad. And oh my God, you talk about sexual tension. That scene where they're coming out of the shower, I'm like, did you two take that shower together?
Yeah, it's like what?
Wait
a minute.
Because I'm like, I don't know if Sam has like multiple showers. I feel like he would like his house would only have one. But I'm just like, you two tell me I could have gotten a sex
fondue.
I could have gotten a sex scene with Scarlett Johansson and Chris Evans, and I was fucking denied. I was denied.
I can hook you up with some Rule 34 art. Make you feel better. I'm sure it's out there.
No, I don't doubt it. Like, as someone who loved the Ultimate Avenger movies, where him and Nat actually do get together and have a kid, I was just like, oh, is this like the Ultimate Card movies? Oh, it's not. Oh, okay.
We get introduced to Sharon.
Yeah.
Very briefly.
Very briefly, which
frustrates me. They don't even reveal that it's Sharon Carter. Like, they just say her first name is Sharon.
Yeah, we don't find that out until fucking Civil War, which
then just makes it awkward.
Yeah, because then they kiss, and I'm just like, that's really weird. That's really weird. You guys are doing that now. But no, this is one of those where I'm like, why didn't you just do that? Because like,
I just remembered.
Oh,
the you want to know the part that had me dying near the end of the movie?
Which was
Nick Fury's tombstone with fucking Ezekiel.
Oh yeah, it has the fucking quote from Pulp Fiction. Which I'm like, that's not even a real Bible.
Lost children.
Which I'm like, that's not even a real quote from that time.
I'm like looking at it, because I'd forgotten that. I'm like looking at it, I'm like, okay, and then I'm reading it, I'm like, motherfucker, is that a fucking Pulp Fiction reference?
No, they did, which that was really appreciated. Also love that fucking scene where the one dude where they get the information out of, and fucking Winter Soldier pulls him out of that fucking car and whips him into an oncoming semi. I'm like, damn.
Everybody, Stephen Strange. I'm like, hey, reference.
That or the scene where Cap is threatening this dude, and he's just like, "That's not your MO."
You're right.
Right.
It's hers. And Nat just like curb fucking hits him.
I also honestly wish Cap would have been like, any other day, yeah. I just found out you're a Nazi, so I'll drop you off this building if I want to, because ain't no one gonna care when they find out you're a Nazi.
Before we get started,
anybody want to get? Oh my God, that elevator scene is so fucking well done.
Just you know, it's not personal. Kind of feels personal.
Feels like it is. No, oh my God, that escape from
when he just leaps out and they're just like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
He fucking jumped out of a fucking plane
with no parachute.
No parachute.
You guys just shocked?
Yeah. No, but like that scene in the elevator is surprisingly well done, despite the fact that it's in like a tiny cramped space.
And I feel like the cinematography does a great job of just showing how cramped it is.
Like, cause like And it really shows just how skilled Steve is too, because like these guys have like superior weapons and firepower, and he's just taking them apart like a fucking high school science experiment.
15 of us versus one of you. I like those odds.
I like those odds. Like then, like I love how like it shows how smart he is. Like when he he tries to pull the thing open, he sees the guards coming, so he's like,
nope.
Shit, the only way to go out is through the fucking window. No, then of course the fucking scene after he beats all those guys up and he fucking flips the shield up with his foot. I'm like, I need to buy myself a cap shield so I can fucking learn to do that. Even though I don't think it's actually physically possible.
It might be.
It probably is, but like I'm pretty sure every time it's done on screen it's CG. But
yeah,
I'm like,
it definitely
I want to learn how to do it with practical effects because I want to fucking be able to do the shield kick. But
well, and I also liked that I don't know if you picked up on this. Some of the cinematography when he's fighting with the shield is straight up out of the game, the Captain America PS3 game.
Well, I've never played the game, so
because it was a tie-in. Chris Evans actually did the voice work for it, and he actually liked it. So he actually worked with the cinematographer and was like, I want to incorporate some stuff from the game into this. Really? That way, like, there's like a connection to it.
That's actually really cool. I did not... See, I know stuff about that game. I've never seen it, but that's actually really, really cool. Oh my god, that explains that little fucking back kick he does to Batroc. That's such a fucking game move to do, is the fucking little back kick. Then, oh my god, that scene where he fucking takes down a fucking Quinjet by himself. By, like, taking out the engines by ricocheting the shield and then jamming the shield in the rotors. I was like, that's so fucking awesome. Like, every single fight Cap has in this movie is just fucking awesome. Like, I could spend all day talking about every single fucking fight in this movie. We're not going to, because, my god, then this would be like 2 hours long. So, yeah, I think we've talked a lot. I think we really need to finally just get into the Winter Soldier.
There was some stuff I wanted to get out of there before we dove into it.
But my god, Sebastian Shaw is one of the scariest looking motherfuckers as the Winter Soldier.
Oh no, he's fucking terrifying looking.
No, he's like a fucking Terminator this entire fucking movie.
All is well until he starts talking in Russian. Then it's fucking scary.
I can't do Russian, but like when he says, "What are my orders?" in Russian, I'm just like, oh no. Then like that scene where Fury first runs into him, he's just fucking standing there with the fucking grenade launcher or mine launcher.
It's a grenade launcher.
Yeah, well, because especially because like the thing kind of looks like a mine. This is why I was like,
you can shoot those out of those.
But
it's like a discus kind of.
Like my god, he's just fucking standing there, and I'm like I remember I was like, oh, how are they gonna do my boy Bucky right? How are they gonna do it right? And then he's just fucking standing there in the fucking fatigues and the mask and the glass, and I'm just like, oh, that looks amazing. Like, even his fucking metal arm, even though it's CG, it looks like it's real. I don't know how they did that back, like, especially because but it looks.
It looks good.
It's
held up.
It's really held up. Like I couldn't believe how well it's held up. Like it looks as good as like fucking Iron Man. And Iron Man's a full fucking suit. But no, that like, my god, he just like he just is great in every single, like, that scene where he fucking catches the shield and just like holds it, and you're like, oh, what's Cap gonna do? Because like
I really like the gunfight between him and Nat.
Oh my god, the gunfight with him and Nat's
like,
really good.
I feel like they were like really evenly matched in that.
Yeah, which I feel bad because like after this movie, like every single time Bucky fights her, it's really more on him than her. Which I'm like, I don't really, which I get because like they want to show that he's like almost nigh unstoppable. And this is before we find out later that he had the super soldier serum injected into him by Hydra. So like I just feel bad because like after the end of this movie, like Nat pretty much anyone just gets their ass beat by him unless it's like, well, even like fucking Tony get like in his full Iron Man armor gets his ass beat, which I'm like, I don't really like. I love Bucky and I love Winter Soldier, but like
you don't know if you buy that.
Yeah, like even like the final battle at the end of Civil War where like it seems like they're evenly matched. I'm like, I can't really buy that. But we'll get into that when we get to Civil War. But here, no, it's great, especially because like they actually do show that like the soldier can like maybe not lose. He can still take lickings when he like. I don't know.
I really liked how Nat tricked him with the sound clip.
Oh yeah, no, that shit was great because like that, I was like, oh no, she's gonna fucking die, and then like you have that, and I'm like, oh, that's actually really clever. I actually also really liked that in that scene where Sam's like, go, you guys go, I got this, and he's just fucking firing from the top of the bridge with the gun. Like that was really cool. But then again, I love Sam in this movie too. But no, I love that, and of course the first time when Steve finds out that Bucky's alive. Bucky?
Yeah, and then like all the sound is just drowned out.
And then he turns around.
That sound mixing is great.
Yeah. Bucky. Who the hell is Bucky?
It's like everywhere, his heart's just shatter.
You are. I literally did that in the theater when he said, "Who's Bucky?" I'm like, you are. Which, in the book, it's also really fucking gut-wrenchingly rough because like literally, it's one fucking page and like this, like everything goes red and like gritty, dark, dirty looking, and he goes, "Who the hell's Bucky?" And I'm just like, I don't need to be hurt like that. All right, like. Which is kind of funny because I want to say Bucky becoming the Winter Soldier actually happened after Jason Todd was brought back to life as Red Hood. Because I want to say it was 2005 or 2006 when Winter Soldier happened. Actually 2005, because shortly after that Civil War happens and then he becomes Cap. But no, like like that scene where like Steve is just completely like. His heart gets ripped out of his chest was like one of the roughest fucking things because it's just like damn. And at the very end when him and Winter Soldier are fighting in the fucking helicarrier and he's just trying to desperately get Bucky to come out instead of Winter Soldier. That was really rough. Because Cap gets like three or four bullets in him.
Yeah, it's like damn man.
Like he just keeps going and I'm like. Dude, just throw in the towel. I don't want to watch you die. But like, your thoughts on Winter Soldier?
I really liked how he was done in this. I've never read the graphic novel. It's really one I need to pick up one of these days.
Honestly, it is really solid. I will admit, I kind of prefer the movie just because it's. Well, we can talk about the movie after we kind of.
Yeah, but anyway, I really like how they do him in here. Like every time he's on screen, like you mentioned, like he's really threatening and like commands the scene.
Not only that, like the theme they play for him, really like
it's like fucking what is it? It's like Silent Hill. It's like when Pyramid's Head theme starts playing. It's like fuck this, I'm out of here.
Or like the fucking that noise that plays whenever the Prowler showed up and Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah,
where it's like no danger. Like you gonna get fucked up. Like Winter Soldier gonna come in and say Das Vidania, comrade, and then fuck your shit up. I also love the even after Fury gets like shot up by him and she finds out like it's what the round is, like she instantly like goes pale face and like just is like, oh my god, it's
Soviet slug,
untraceable. They call him the Winter Soldier.
I liked how they set up that they've ran into each other before.
Yeah, that was really good too. Like because like in the comics they actually work together because like
Red Room and
that and. In the comics, the Winter Soldier is a Russian project, where here it's a Hydra project, which it makes more sense to just say Hydra.
Well, that and they're running on Nat not having the super soldier serum.
Yeah, that too. Because in the comics, at one point, Winter Soldier and Black Widow were married for like a mission, and then they got to fucking later. But I mean, who wouldn't? But yeah, no, I love that where like she talked about like especially that scene where she's like, "Goodbye bikinis." I bet you look terrible in them.
Steve is just like, I'm not fucking dealing with this.
No, because I think even Steve's like,
seriously.
I mean, you're hot. Like I don't think any dude's gonna be like, oh, you got a scar. They're gonna be like, they're gonna be like Doug eating.
I'm gonna start slapping you every time you do that shit.
They're gonna be like Doug eating a rotisserie chicken.
Oh my god, get out of here! Great, now Doug's gonna kill us.
I just helped him with a school project. He owes me.
But anyway, like I said, if I really had to pick a favorite part of this movie, it's probably just Nat. I really like how Nat worked throughout this film.
No,
Part where she's disguised as the congresswoman.
Oh my god, that was great.
Did I step on your moment?
Or like the fact that she willingly, like, in order to help so Fury could shoot him, she used a taser to like temporarily stop her heart so that the weird probe thing would stop, and then Fury just shoots that fucker dead. I also love that his ending speech was "Hail Hydra," because he's going out with a whimper, not a bang. Like, I was like, that was a nice touch. Hail Hydra.
You gotta keep both thighs
open. Oh my god,
that was fucking awesome.
That was awesome. Like, then I actually, real quick, I actually loved how much they buried the lead that Pierce was actually the bad guy. I actually think that they really did solid. That was
they definitely did solid on that.
Like even though I was like, it's like he seemed like such a nice dude up until the moment where he's like asking Steve, and Steve's like, shit, this is why Fury's told me to trust nobody. He thinks this guy's fucking Hydra, and then he fucking bullshits himself so he can get out of because he's like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. Then that scene where he comes down to his fridge to get something to drink, and fucking Winter Soldier's just sitting there. I was like,
that's fucking creepy.
Yeah, no. Then the scene where like the poor fucking maid comes in.
She would have knocked.
Oh, I wish she would have knocked. He fucking murders him. I'm like, damn, dude.
The witnesses.
No, yeah. That or like that scene where he fucking tortures the Winter Soldier to get his brainwashing back in.
That was rough.
Yeah, especially Bucky being like, I knew him.
Yeah,
how did I know him?
That entire scene is rough.
That or them showing the scenes where they fucking experimented on him to get like, they got rid of like, putting the arm and like seeing like Zola fucking torturing the shit out of him. I'm like, damn. Although I will hear, I don't think, did they bring up that he potentially was the assassin for JFK?
I don't remember.
Okay, because in the book they flat out state.
Well, they kind of do when they're doing showing the footage and shit. They kind of do.
Because in the book they flat out state that Bucky assassinated JFK and Martin Luther King Jr.
Yeah, Magneto was trying to save him. Remember?
My God, I just realized that meant because these movies came out about the same time. Oh my God, that means that technically Winter Soldier could be fucking canon to the X-Men movies. Oh God. No, okay, we're not doing the string theory right now, because then we're gonna have my whole back seat filled with pictures and string.
Well, obviously, magic bullet theory.
Oh God, no, oh no.
I just want to know, real quick before we get off this, if that's what they're running on, how did Magneto fuck that up that bad? Think about that for a minute. Because you know what the fucking magic bullet theory is, where it like went and it zigzagged like shit that ballistics does not do.
I was about to say, you have to be fucking dead shot from Batman to make a fucking shot that ridiculous.
Well, bullets don't do that kind of shit.
Neither.
So it's just like, even I'm just like, Eric, how did you fuck that up that bad?
My guess is that Hydra got intel that Magneto was going to be there protecting JFK. So what they did was they gave Bucky 2 sets of rounds. One that was metal rounds that he would use for the first shot, which Magneto stopped. Then the rest were like ceramic or some bullshit like that.
Could be like a trick bullet.
Or that like there were multiple shooters and that Winter Soldier was the one that shot the ceramic bullet. Or some bullshit.
They had multiple shooters and they sent Winter Soldier after Eric.
Oh my God, yeah. Which bad move because of the
metal arm.
Metal arm.
Who the fuck are you?
Who the fuck are you? And then he just starts speaking in fucking Russian. Magneto's just like, going to fucking talk to me in a fucking language I understand.
I'm pretty sure he understands Russian.
Yeah, I guess he probably wouldn't.
He probably understands Russian.
Yeah, he probably could. That was a weird ass tangent I didn't expect in this. But no, like
constructing JFK's assassination via MCU and X-Men movies.
Then they really love showing that fucking torture machine they put Bucky in. Like, my God, that thing is rough. Like, and then like also like that scene where he just opens his mouth and they put the fucking teeth guard in so he doesn't fucking bite through his tongue. And they like put that one thing over his eye. Just like you hear his screams. I'm like, could we not? That shit was fucking brutal.
Yeah.
I love this movie. I don't think I have any sort of problems with it.
No,
Like,
I didn't have any problems with it either, honestly.
honestly, this is probably like one of the few movies I would give a solid 10 out of a 10.
Oh, same here.
Yeah, like I kind of want to. I'll talk a little bit about the book, just but before we round up,
Because you've read it, I've only ever seen bits and pieces of it.
I did read the book. Fortunately, I only read it once, and I actually read it after I watched the film. But because I have it, and I actually have its sequel, where it talks a little bit more about Bucky's past. But yeah, like I said, we might as well give our ratings here. 10 out of 10, both of us. If you have to watch it, why the fuck have you not watched it? Like, go now, go watch it.
While you're watching our review of it, if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's on Disney Plus. You can fucking get it in any sort of DVD format.
They fucking put it on TV constantly.
They put it on TV constantly. Just go. Just go. Get to the chopper. Go. Go. Do it now. But yeah, no. Because honestly, I'm kind of stopping us talking about the movie here, because if not, I could probably fucking talk about this movie all fucking day. I could do this all day. But yeah, getting into the bit of the book, what's different from the book than the movie. First of all, the book deals a lot more with the Red Skull than this movie, for obvious reasons. Because the plot in that opens this dude murdering the Red Skull because he wants the Cosmic Cube that Red Skull has. Which, for those of you who don't know what the Cosmic Cube is, it's like the Tesseract, only instead of being an Infinity Stone, Cosmic Cubes have the ability to alter and shape reality. I don't think to the extent of like the Infinity Stones, where they could literally make things not exist. They simply just rewrite history.
Yeah.
And some of them are a little bit stronger than others, because sometimes, like, because Cosmic Cubes essentially can be grown. They're almost like seeds, like, because the Cosmic Cube has been destroyed before, and then the pieces can sometimes grow into new Cosmic Cubes. Sometimes the Cosmic Cubes become fucking people and are sentient and talk. Comic books. Which, to be honest, after reading so much about Cosmic Cubes, I'm actually kind of glad the Tesseract isn't like the Cosmic Cube, because my god, that thing is broken.
Whack.
Yeah, really whack. But basically, this random Russian dude who was working with Red Skull wanted the Cosmic Cube. So he hires the Winter Soldier to murder the Red Skull. And then he comes with him and grabs the Cosmic Cube. Which leads into the Red Skull possessing this dude's body via the Cosmic Cube. And slowly turn him into his new body. Yeah. Meanwhile, Steve is really mopey because, like, it's like the anniversary of him getting put on the block of ice, and he's thinking about Bucky. Also, him and Sharon have broken up for some reason. I can't remember. They get back together in the next story, and like literally they go into bed and bang. Which she wears like just a nightgown, which I'm like, damn, I was denied some good looking lingerie. But basically, Cap's becoming a little bit like depressed, and like there's been some fucked up shit happening in Cap's life at this point. I want to say Disassembled also happened, because I think this is shortly before the New Avengers run, where like like the one where Spider-Man becomes an Avenger officially. And while all this is going on, Fury is also no longer the head of S.H.I.E.L.D. Maria Hill is, because once again, like I said, Fury died, because that happens at least once or twice a week.
Yeah.
And I forget exactly, but someone is assassinating people that were like tied to the Red Skull, and also people that knew Bucky. And more or less, Cap finds out it's this ghost character called the Winter Soldier, which Sharon actually is the one who explains who the Winter Soldier is, because S.H.I.E.L.D. has had him on their radar, but like they've never had physical proof of him, because he's this myth in like the spy business that like he's this Russian sleeper. Yeah, he's this Russian sleeper agent that they bring out for really big jobs and then disappears. which is actually interesting because they actually, like I said, the assassination of JFK is actually really important because like we get snippets of Bucky being unthawed throughout the years to like do like various assassination missions. Also, they explain how Bucky survived the rocket explosion, which, for those of you who don't know what happened to Cap, like it doesn't happen like it does in the movie. In the comics, they're actually stopping Baron Zemo from launching a missile that I want to say would blow up New York. Well, they can't get to the missile in time, so they end up jumping onto it just as it's launching. Bucky tries to disarm it because Bucky like knows how to disarm bombs, despite being like 16. And you know, Cap like is losing his grip on the rocket, and eventually falls off, which you know leads into that the famous Bucky no that he says when he wakes up after he gets iced. He can't disable the bomb, but Bucky manages to make it explode. Like it's gonna blow up before it reaches the coast. Unfortunately, his arm gets stuck in the rocket, so he has to cut his own fucking arm off and then like crashes. Unfortunately, the rocket like lands like somewhere outside of like Siberia, and the Russians find him, and they decide, well, he worked with Captain America. He knows his strategies and shit. We're going to turn him into our own super soldier. Because like this is before Red Guardian or any of like the other Russian superheroes were a thing. And so basically, although it does lead into talking with some other Russian heroes because there's a lot of like stuff. Basically, it of course leads into Cap finally running into the Winter Soldier, and we get the scene of like, Bucky was the Winter Soldier, and basically after all this we get some other stories that are kind of like side stories that don't really matter. Like they actually bring up the Bucky that worked with the Cap from the 50s. Apparently he was
William Burnside.
Yeah, he was he was experimented on by S.H.I.E.L.D. And was like basically given like programming to make himself think he was Bucky. And so like he spends most of the story. It's a really fucked up and sad story where he keeps seeing like all these bad guys, and like he lost his kids and his wife because he keeps thinking he's Bucky. Well, eventually he finally like frees himself of the brainwashing that he's had, because like I think apparently Steve gave him the Nomad costume to, like in the hopes that like it would help him like kind of find closure.
Yeah.
He finally frees himself of his brainwashing.
Doesn't he kill himself?
No. The Winter Soldier, he actually gets like fixed. He's like, I'm gonna turn my life around. The Winter Soldier just straight up shows up and assassinates him. Yeah, he literally like...
That's rough.
Yeah, he puts two in his head. Because like later on they find his body. And so they like, I think it's implied that like Bucky's like the brainwashing that's happening to Bucky. Because like even as far back as when he assassinated JFK, instead of returning to like, get put on ice, he starts going to places that he remembers as Bucky. Implying that like whatever brainwashing the Russians did to him
doesn't stick. It's not permanent. It starts loosening.
So basically, after being used to kill the Red Skull, he's just been wandering around. Like, cause he eventually goes back to the base where he met Cap for the first time. And he has memories of meeting Cap for the first time. And this also leads into the retcon that Ed Brubaker set up for Cap that, like him and Bucky, it wasn't like how it was in the Golden Age, where like, they'd go into like a Nazi stronghold and just the two of them would fucking fuck up Nazis and, they'd punch Hitler in the face. No. Here, the idea is that like, while Bucky was like young, he was trained in assassination. What would happen is Cap and the Invaders, which for those of you who don't know the Invaders were this idea that like it was kind of Ed Brubaker's way of trying to create like a justice society for Marvel. It was comprised of Captain America, Namor, the android human shield, and his sidekick Torgo.
Wasn't Wolverine involved with it?
No, he did. He does work with the Invaders, but he's not officially a member of the Invaders. Especially because I don't think Cap ever went over to the Japanese side of the war. I think now they try to say that Logan was more like
Pacific based.
Although they did run into each other. It's complicated. There were some British heroes. Like I think the Wizard was a part of it. Yeah, his name was the Wizard. You remember from that episode of Spider-Man where they made
Yeah.
jokes about it. It meant a different thing back then. I want to say there was a female hero that was like a British hero. I want to say the original Captain Britain, not like the Captain Britain like that Psylocke's brother was.
Possibly be Silk Phantom or
Yeah, I think
Blonde
so.
Phantom.
Yeah, I think there too.
Can't remember the actual name.
Yeah, I can't remember.
I think it's Blonde Phantom.
But basically, because there's a story in here where like the Germans have a fucking death ray. Like it's
straight up Tesla death ray, which they. I'm pretty sure the Germans actually tried that at one point. It didn't work.
Because I want to say like this scientist they fuck up is also the one who turns Bucky into the Winter Soldier as like an act of revenge.
Oh, because interesting fact, because this got brought up in a book I'm reading right now. I'm reading a book called Fire and Fury: The Bombing of Germany, of Allied Bombing, and so they had this crazy idea of we can send radio waves and use it as like a death ray to destroy planes and shit. Okay? This was real. The Allies worked on this. Okay?
I don't doubt it.
They worked on this. Realized it wasn't going to work, but the guy's like, hey, we can actually use this and bounce the signal back and it can tell us where stuff is. That's radar.
Didn't tell me radar was originally invented to be a fucking death ray.
Yes.
My God. But basically...
There's your history lesson for the day.
But basically how the invaders worked, they would send Bucky to go in and knife to death as many fucking Nazis as he could. Like, open the gates up and shit. And then the invaders would come in and clean up. Implying that, like, Bucky was one badass motherfucker.
Yeah. Which he is. He is one badass motherfucker.
Also, Brubaker was, like, the first dude to state, no, Cap murdered people. Like, because for, like, decades, they tried to say that not even during World War II did Cap murder anybody.
Is it really murder if it's Nazis, though?
Yeah. Well, to be fair to Marvel, I do kind of get why. Like, because, like, Cap's supposed to be, like, you know, like the symbol for, like, the Marvel Universe.
Yeah, but Cap's a soldier. Soldiers kill people.
Yeah. That was my other point. I was going to say, like, it don't matter that he killed... Because, like, I always say...
But again, he killed Nazis, so it's okay. Because the only good Nazi... is a dead Nazi.
Well, because I always say, it's not like Cap's gonna go into like a fucking crack house and just take out an Uzi and start blowing away gangbangers.
No, that's what Frank Castle is.
That's what we have the Punisher
for.
Like, he's not gonna...
Shit, have you ever watched a fucking Punisher movie?
Yeah, he's not gonna go into a fucking mafia den and just start blasting people away. He's like, no, I kill people, but it was for war. Now I'm an Avenger and I don't do that. Although, oddly enough, when Bucky was Cap, he fucking had a Glock on him. He's just like, no, I fight for truth, justice, and this fucking gun I found. But yeah, like, it is really wild, too, because, like, the book ends with them storming, like, a fucking KGB base where, like, the Winter Soldier program is. And it's, like, them and Falcon and, like, Natasha... and some of the Russian superheroes who have to fight for this program because, like, the Russians totally deny that it happened, but, you know, they still gotta do as the Kremlin asks. And it's a fucking wild fight. Like Sharon's killing people. They brought Sam, and he's fucking people up. It's really cool. And then, of course, it ends like how it ends here in the movie, where, like, Steve desperately tries to get Bucky to snap out of it. Bucky doesn't, and then he... Oh, I take it back. This book, it's really sad. The book ends with Cap being like, I'm gonna find Bucky and I'm gonna fix him. I don't know where he is, though. And it ends with Bucky going back to the camp where he met Cap for the first time, and he just stands there and watches his memories play as he meets Cap for the first time in his head. And I'm like...
that is fucking sad.
The sequel's even sadder, because it implies that, like, Bucky tries to go to this girl he met when they were in, like, Italy one time, rescuing people from, like, an internment camp.
Mm-hmm.
And he fell in love with this girl, and he was like, you know, once the war's over, I want to come back, and we're going to get married, which, like...
came back and killed her, didn't he?
No. He goes back after he finally kind of undoes the brainwashing. He goes to visit her in Sicily. She died before he even got to see her. And so basically, Bucky's gonna go into a battle and try to fucking kill himself because he's like, I got nothing left. So I'm like, damn, dude. Like, fuck Steve, I guess. And while all this is going on, Crossbones finds the daughter of the Red Skull, who apparently the Avengers rescued her from him and then used a cosmic cube to alter her brain so that she doesn't remember being the daughter of the Red Skull. Because they're like, I know this is kind of fucked up, but you should be like allowed to have like an actual childhood.
Yeah.
Well, it turns out her and Crossbones were banging, and so he undid the whatever. Like, I think he actually used a cosmic cube, or like, no, I remember what he did. He fucking put her through like a Hydra brainwashing program, and she wakes up and is like, "Oh right, I was the daughter of the Red Skull. Let's get back to fucking Rumlow." Which I'm like, oh, and also Rumlow's no longer disfigured in this because apparently he also used a cosmic cube to fix his face because with Captain America, it's always a fucking cosmic cube. And also at this point, like the dude that like the Red Skull had possessed, his body's starting to deteriorate because like I guess being possessed by the Red Skull causes you to like decay. Because like he's literally that much of a Nazi, I guess. And so he actually has to wear like a fake Red Skull mask. like it wasn't like the old days, like before he was like a super soldier. He has to fucking wear the mask. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Also got this great scene where fucking Bucky fights like a giant Hydra robot, and he's just beating the shit out of it with his fucking arm. And like it has like this thing where like the star on it glows, and then he just like blows through the fucking thing. It's fucking wild. But no, like the sequel, it's not bad. But man, it goes to some weird fucking places. I think they fight like a golem, or no. They do another like flashback to like the Cap and Bucky during World War II, and the Nazis find a fucking golem, but it wakes up and is like, no, you're Nazis. I'm just gonna start killing people because fuck Nazis.
Because golems are Jewish.
Yeah,
Jewish thing.
Yeah, so and then Cap and Bucky have to like fight the fucking golem, and it's like I'm watching Indiana Jones, but Indiana Jones is in a fucking like. Is in this. So I'm just like, what's going on? Although it was really good. It's just,
yeah,
it's not as good as Winter Soldier. It's got some weird stuff in it, but
I think that's gonna do it for this episode. We've gone on. I should
let you borrow the book sometime because I think you'll like it. But
one of these days I'll read it. So
no, it is really good.
I've already borrowed enough stuff from you.
Well, I feel bad. Don't worry. Well, we just got to get to we got to get through the crossing. Like September. Sometime down the line.
Time to tell you, Adam. I hired the Winter Soldier to assassinate me, so I don't have to finish it.
No, you don't understand, Colt Knight. I hired the Winter Soldier to tell you to make you finish it.
God damn.
All of a sudden, my fucking backseat of my car just gets fucking ripped apart by a fucking metal arm. Oh no.
Oh, that was the other thing I forgot to mention. I love that scene where Nat dives into the front seat.
Oh my god,
moves them.
And then Steve grabs both of them and fucking flings themselves out of the car because he used the sheet. I love that one of his best moves is, I'm gonna like throw myself off a building. I'll use my shield to absorb the.
Did he have a parachute? Nope.
No. Which, funny enough, there's actually a Deadpool comic where where Deadpool does it, but like instead he just fucking smacks into the pavement. Because Deadpool, it's like, I don't need a parachute. I'll just regenerate. He just... Which I'm like, god damn, Wade. But, yeah, I think that's a good place to stop. Like I said, I am sorry I kind of gushed about this movie.
No, you're good. You're good.
But I love this movie. I love the book, too. I would recommend the book, but honestly, I just... Like, if you're casual, just watch the movie. Because it's a thick book, and some of it's like the tie-ins, and you don't really need to read the tie-ins. The tie-ins were cool, but like you don't want to read about the nomad stuff. But if you want to see stuff about the invaders, pick it up. Which I really do hope that someday they just make an invaders movie because it'd be cool. But yeah. Anyway, guys, I think that's gonna wrap it up for Winter Soldier. Probably the best film we're going to watch this entire... First Avenger is really good. Next week, however, I'm probably not going to be as nice.
What's your prediction for this next episode? Prediction?
Pain.
But anyway, guys, I'm Average Joe Squad.
And I'm Zangetsu 134.
And as always,
we ask you...
remember the hyphen?
And take care of America's ass.